I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Greetings, this is the Evening Run. A pleasure always. Your host, Denobi 2.
I'm here, folks. I am here. How is everybody tonight? Oh, it's gonna be an awesome night. I have a special, fantastic guest join me tonight on this fantastic evening run. End of the first quarter, 2023 recap. We're gonna talk about how this year has been so far. We're coming to the end. Where the collectors are standing right now, where they think they're going, how they feel, all that good fun stuff. Mafia, how you been? Good? How you?
How have I been? Good? I've been doing great, man.
Sorry, I'm a little bit flustered. Hey, I
know.
I was doing Overwatch. I'm running a little bit late. I will confess. Right, I'm all about punctuality, and my Overwatch game went in overtime. All right, so you wonderful folks out there, you understand that.
I think you were good. You were only late by like 30 seconds.
Oh, there you go.
So it is you are forgiven, I think. No, it's good to be here, man. It's good to be here. It's been it's weird, right? It's almost April.
It is Sunday, March 26th. We have a few more days. When is the end of the month? Is it Friday or Thursday?
Well, it is. I'll look at the calendar. Saturday is April 1st.
April Fool's. So.
That's when we'll get a tease for Shazam 2. Because I think they teased him on April 1st like 4 years ago.
God, oh, what a train wreck of a sorry. It's not even a film as far as Shazam 2. Just that whole IP, how it just it felt like it went nowhere. Just why? What was the purpose of that? But we are here to talk about all good things tonight. Hot toys. This is the first quarter recap. I wanted to do this for the main reason, just to let you wonderful folks out there know you are not alone. If you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, anxiety levels, that FOMO that's been creeping up left and right, you are not alone. I'm in that same boat. There's a lot. It's not your imagination. It's not that you're not doing a good job keeping up with your collection. There really is a ton of shit to collect out there. It's plain and simple. That's exactly.
I'm there with you as well.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I honestly the main focus of the stream tonight was not only just to kind of recap, but just to kind of share some points, some pain points, and just as a recap, go through the main IPs, because for a while there, for me at least, it was only my biggest threats were Marvel and Star Wars, and now DC's creeping in, and now there's a trifecta that's happening, and I kind of feel the collector community, they don't understand, or they don't feel the gravity of the situation, how devastating this is going to be. We're going to be entering a point in time this year where we're just going to be missing out on a lot of shit, just plain and simple. I know you've been feeling that pain. Me and Mafia and Anthony, we talk backstage all the time, and this is something that we've just been bouncing about, trying to share tips and tricks and just all sorts of pain. But before I let Mafia take the stage here really quick, let me check in with the audience here. Let's see who is showing up for this wonderful evening run here. A little quick. There we go. Ryan, here we go. What's up, Denobi? 4:30 in Sydney, down under. Shall we show that's exactly what it is? Ryan, make no mistake. There's real pain. Toys is coming for the wallet. Absolutely, Eric. Absolutely. What's up, Funky Cold Santa? Saw you showing up. This is it. Look at this. This is exactly. I'm here to sympathize with you wonderful folks out there. You are not the only ones. I am in that same boat. It may look like I collect everything. Trust me, I do not. I am absolutely falling behind. I've never, as a collector in the last decade, never been this overwhelmed before. It's astronomical. Evangelium, greetings from New York City. Nice to make a stream. I'm not. Oh, there you go. Thanks for joining in. What's up, Andre? Pat in 23. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Shao, good evening, everyone. I don't think I've ever seen you, Shao. But if this is your first time, thank you for joining.
He's one of my dudes. What is cracking, my man?
Absolutely. Kaiju Daddy checking in from Japan. I am here. Rejoice. What's up, good sir? Kaiju Daddy. Brayden, did you check in? 4:30 Sydney, Australia. Welcome. Who else we got? Rudy's 16 World. I focus on Marvel exclusively for now. That's how we all start until we start to get a taste of a little bit of Star Wars, a little bit of DC. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Dylan Compton. This is certainly a rough time. I'm definitely feeling the pressure. Absolutely. Bubba Fettuccine Alfredo. There we go. What's up, kids? Good evening. And Darren Thompson, good evening, 1:30 p.m. Guangzhou, China. Is that near the Hot Toys factory? Are you on a break, Darren? Should you be assembling our toys? No, I'm just Should you? Are you allowed to talk to us? Is this being monitored? No,
we're always being monitored.
Everybody, I am Legend. What's up? Hello, Mafia. Hello, Denovi. SoCal. What's up from San Diego? Hello. We're gonna have some fun tonight. El Professor. Sir, what's going on? Are you sleeping? Are you on Pirates of the Caribbean? Because I don't know if you ever with Mario. I don't ever know if he's in reality or if he's in fantasy, which is cool. You'll on occasion you'll catch me in this room playing with the DeLorean, but with Mario, sometimes he's off to Neverland and he's on.
Sometimes he's just at Disney. Yeah,
I love Disney too. But Mario takes it to the next level. I mean, he's, it's like Fantasia for him. All he needs is that toot. Remember the movie Fantasia? I'm not calling you one of those animals, but the ones that wore the tutu dancing. Like when I think of Mario, now I pick on you, Mario, because I am jealous. I am, because I did grow up with Disney in my backyard. And I kind of miss it. But because of the last couple years and the whole stink of Disney, I haven't missed it as much. I'm sleeping, bro. Check it out. Honestly, I wish I was on the Pirates. See, I knew it. There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh, Mafia. You had a Star Wars trivia last night.
I did.
You've been keeping busy. You've been keeping busy. Folks have been asking me to do a live stream. I don't think I've done a live stream since DeLorean Gate. I think DeLorean Gate was the last time I was on a live stream. When I do live streams, I search. I'm like Professor Jones or Dr. Jones. I seek adventure. I look for that instigating topic, but it hasn't been there for me the last week. And I know you, Geeking Out and a few others in the community, brothers, cousins, and so forth. You guys have been doing your due diligence with the current releases and announcements. For me, it's been a blessing because I haven't found excitement. I'm going to pull up just the Facebook, and cool. I was just picking on you about Kang Week, which I think this is a great figure, but I haven't seen that wow factor from Hot Toys, and it's probably a little bit hard to explain. There's nothing wrong with Kang. I think Jonathan Majors, this figure is a knockout hit. I think it'll definitely strangle the collectors to that next level. I think this is a KO of a figure, and I'm running out of puns here
Well, I see where you were going, but I'm just letting you roll. This is your show, my friend. I'm just along for the ride.
I mean, let's not get him angry because we don't know if he's going to go, Apollo Creed on us. But
well, apparently she recanted it or whatever, and the video it's not accurate or something.
Oh, it's not? Okay. Well,
we'll see.
I never doubted you, Jonathan Majors.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Whatever
way the wind blows, right?
I saw the headlines with him and his baby's mama, and I'm like, oh, it's one of those. And I'm like, oh, yikes. Yeah, we'll put him right next to Ezra Miller. Let's pretend like this isn't happening. But regardless, though, all jokes aside, I think this is still a great figure. I know. Shit. This individual's going to get 10 points. This is awesome.
Oh, yeah, Dylan.
Was all right. That's a clever pun there, Dylan. You did you did pretty good. Yeah, I haven't been feeling excitement, Mafia. I don't know how you've been feeling the last week or so. Before all, to me, what I'm calling stagnation, and you may feel a little bit different, but the last excitement for me was DeLorean Gate. Even though I went through all of that, modded and so forth, I haven't been feeling it. This is not a tap out or anything, folks. Folks they take your words now, Mafia. Oh, you're getting tired of Hot Toys. I'm not getting tired. All I'm saying is I haven't been feeling the excitement. I
get that.
Yeah, I'm looking for that N1 fighter drop, that Vulture drop. I'm looking for that big ticket drop.
Right.
And I just haven't been feeling it this last weekend. I'll give it to you. I don't know how you've been feeling the last week or so.
I feel that a lot of the announcements are kind of predictable, right? Like we knew we were going to get a Kang. We assumed we were going to get the rest of the Bad Batch, right? We had seen them. It's had good reason that they would complete the line, right? So as far as releases are concerned, while they're cool, it's definitely a lull. I'm totally with you on that. I don't get excited for too much. Even Mando Luke, and I love Luke Skywalker, but I'm not excited for it because, the announcement was cool a year and a half ago. Right. But the release is not, I don't really get too excited with a lot of releases. They have to be something big, like you were saying, right? The DeLorean is which is a whole nother thing we don't necessarily got to get into. But of course I was super excited for that. Now I'm disappointed, but I'm still committed. But, as far as MCU, particularly for me, I do not gain any excitement from this figure. I mean, I could say, hey, it does look great. Like straight up, it looks great.
It looks great. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Were you expecting this? You said you were. I was not expecting a Kang.
Yeah, I was expecting Kang. Hell yeah.
I was not.
Yeah, I was like, well, shit, they're gonna have to do a Kang. I mean,
when it comes to Marvel, when it comes to any villains, Hot Toys has always been very conservative.
Yeah, but not the past 2 years. Not the past 2 years, right? We started seeing all these villains for Spider-Man. We're seeing, whether you want to agree or not, we were seeing all of most of the Inquisitors from Obi-Wan, which could be considered villains. So I'm just looking at the pattern.
Actually, you're right, because I'm thinking in a inside of a box.
Goddamn right.
You're absolutely right.
No, I was thinking that, right?
Yeah.
Like, because but you're right though. But see, sometimes we still think in the past.
Yeah.
Which is how we think about Sideshow and waiting months for, what I'm saying? Like both Sideshow and Hot Toys are kind of teaching us new learned behaviors. Things are kind of changing, and we often forget, and we look back and we go, oh wow, you're right, that was 2 years ago. It feels like maybe a few months ago, but yet here we are. So no, I kind of expected it. Dark Knight, yeah, dude, another stinker for me because I'm just not a fan. Yeah, and it's not to knock the movie or the fandom, but if there's stuff that I'm not interested in, which is only natural as human beings, right? If you're not interested in something, you're not going to get excited for it. You know what I mean? You're not going to get excited. So I'm with you on that. I think Kang looks great, but I don't collect MCU, in particular lines. So, and I don't particularly care for the Dark Knight trilogy, so it's been a little bit of slow.
Yeah.
But I think we need that as
But
collectors.
it's not, and then for me, it's not the whole Dark Knight feels ancient. Well, not ancient. It just it feels exhausted for me. And I get it if you're a first class collector that joined in 2020, having the privilege of collecting the Christopher Nolan's Batman is very cool. My only big argument is sympathy to those year one collectors who joined in 2020, because now you've been given an opportunity to collect the Christopher Nolan Batman. But it's different because when this Christopher Nolan Batman or any of this stuff was released, when it went into pre-order almost a decade ago, right, or a little more,
And then some, yeah.
The existing pre-order library catalog of Hot Toys was, I want to say, was less than 30, meaning there was less than 30 Hot Toys at any given time to pre-order. It was always between 30 and 40. But I want to say with the Christopher Nolan, this is the early days of Hot Toys, so this was probably around 30. Now, well, cool, right? You have the opportunity to get a chance at the Christopher Nolan Batman, but now you're staring at the barrel of 130 something pre-orders. So now you have to ask yourself, how bad do you really want this when there's other good stuff, right? Because this is kind of the best way to explain this is the Hasbro Black series, the archive series. You can kind of go back, right? They're reissuing some of the stuff to give those brand new collectors a chance to collect. But then I've always sympathized and feel sorry because I've always felt that you're throttling yourself from being able to benefit the brand new good stuff that's coming out. That makes sense.
Well, it goes both ways though, right? I mean, because there's a level of fandom, right? On one hand, I agree with you because before it was like, hey, you know what? There's a handful of pre-orders available. Out of that would be this Batman. Okay, cool. Maybe the other dozen or so I'm not too into, whatever. Maybe one or two I am. Fast forwarding now, I totally understand where you're coming from because as a new collector coming in, you have an opportunity. But at the same time, yes, you're faced with 130 other figures on pre-order that chances are a good amount of them you're interested in, right? I mean, most of us are not necessarily exclusive to one fandom, right? Though there are some, like I'm exclusive to original trilogy, but I also love all the other properties for the most, right? We dabble. So when you have another 120, 130 other figures out there, I get it. You're like, well, damn, well, if my money's tight, do I want to get something that's already been done or do I want to move forward? However, these are not straight reissues though. So one could argue that
no, they're more of a 2.0 where they've improved a lot of the materials and so forth. And
right, in comparison, right?
Yeah.
Like you would probably get another, Mark 4 or something, an updated version.
Let's talk about like the 800-pound gorilla in the room when it comes, because that's about quarter scales, because quarter scales are an acquired taste for hot toy collectors. Not a lot of us tend to get it. And this is something that as much as I love hot toys, I have about 5 quarter scale figures in my collection out of the hundreds that I've just collected over 10 years. And it doesn't cater to everybody. This is more of a unique collector. Not saying that the audience that's listening to us they're not excited for.
Oh, it's a niche of a niche in already that kind of market.
Yeah, it's such a unique niche. I have tasted the nectar of a quarter scale Iron Man, and as I feared, I'm going down that path where I did pre-order the quarter scale Mark IV, which I'm excited for, and then I did see in last year's Comic-Con they did tease the quarter scale Mark II. So the ability to build the original 7 in quarter scale in a makeshift Hall of Armor, I find that very, very appealing. So that's probably where I'm going to stop when it comes to Iron Man. A, they're expensive, and B, they do take up a lot of space. Even with module cases, they're still of a challenge to display. But again, we're talking about the last couple of weeks, folks that are joining in. about it's just to me it hasn't been very exciting. And to Mafia's point, we talked about Kang, the Christopher Nolan Batman, and then this is the one that I'm always a little bit hesitant, right? Because talk about deep fake Luke here. What's up, Jay? What's going on? Hello, everybody. And
what up, Jay?
Yeah, knowing you, Anthony, I know you're excited for Luke because you are collecting all of the Luke Skywalkers, correct?
Yeah, but my excitement level is more of someone who's lacking a severe amount of serotonin. Like, I'm excited, but I'm not like, right? It's hard to explain.
Yeah, the best way to explain is that I feel like I have a different derivative style of this figure already in my collection.
Yes.
So it's not
I have three.
Yes.
So I'm kind of like, well.
Yeah, so it looks cool. I mean, I couldn't find anything wrong with it. I looked at the blogger photos. I'm like, it looks neat. It comes with a battle damaged droid, but is it on my top priority? No, it is not. I can tell you I'd like to get it, but because there's multiple different versions and SKUs and everyone's going to have it, I probably suspect this guy's going to sit for a very long time. So I'm more than happy and willing to wait for Sideshow's daily discount bargain bin-orama. I don't know if you're going to wait that long, Anthony, if you're going to pick this up a little bit sooner.
I'm not like eager to jump on him. As much as I love Luke, it's just to your point. I mean, I have a few of them, and no doubt we can say, hey, this one may look a little bit better, right? The suit is different. As we mentioned, we do have the battle damaged droid. I like that you can swap it with a Dark Trooper. But again, I'm also in that point where I'm like, you know what? I don't really collect a Mandalorian line. And even though you could just use this Luke as Luke, it doesn't necessarily have to be in a Mando collection. I have similar Return of the Jedi Lukes, so... And I half suspect that this is not the last Jedi Luke we're going to see with the 40th anniversary coming up. So,
no.
Which leads us to the beginning of the whole point of your intro monologue. I mean, like, money's tight. This is the year, without segueing off, I keep saying this, dude, all year. I said 2023 is going to be a year that people in the community are going to remember.
Yep.
Because we're getting bangers everywhere, whether it's multiple different figure properties, vehicles galore. I mean, there's some serious heat that's out and coming out all this year. And, our economy's not doing that well, so supplies being limited, money being, there's so much going on that when people come back and look at this year, they're going to be like, damn, this was like a home run year. There was tons of shit that could potentially be all gone down that road, right? So it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be a tough year. But yeah, that's kind of why. So I'm reserving right now. I want to see what happens with 40th Jedi, and then we'll kind of go from there.
You're not the only one. I mean, it's our job as collectors to curate and manage our collection, right?
Yeah.
I'm all about the best deal. I want it all. I can't get
we
all. I don't have the space. I don't have the money. So what I'm resorted to is coupon clipping, looking for the best deals, being patient. You have to be patient in this game because clearly a lot of collectors and that we know in the community in the last year or even the year before ran a little bit too fast and they tripped and they injured themselves. And that's not how collecting hot toys works. And everybody, right? That's the thing with YouTube. YouTube gives you the platform to voice your opinion. And if there's something, if anything I've seen since 2020 is that everybody feels that they're experts now. Most of the collectors just joined in the last couple of years. Everybody has their 2 cents. And I 100% encourage opinions. There's a difference between sharing opinions and there's the other of what's the word?
Experience.
Experience.
No, that's really the word without coming off elitist.
Experience / false valor, where you come off pretending to be a longtime collector and a longtime veteran, and dishing out really strong opinionated advices in this in this game community or collection world of Hot Toys, which can get really wacky, wild, and people can get hurt. Relationships can really can get you in trouble with this stuff here. So it's just it's all about you really gotta be really really careful here. What'd you say, Jay? Yeah, I'm not in a rush as well. I think he looks amazing. Yeah, it's there's nothing wrong with deepfake Luke. The difference is that most of us either have one or two Lukes, so that emergency. Plus, we know we have Bespin Luke already. We have Bespin
Yeah, I
Luke
can't wait
already,
for him.
and we have the 40th Jedi, just as you mentioned. So, uh, when it comes to this guy, I would say patience
Well,
is
and
gonna be
listen, even
key.
if they don't, bro, even if they don't give us another Luke for 40th Jedi, I have to think ahead. I have to be future safe with my collection and my finances, where there could be, well, there is going to be X amount of releases for the 40th Return of the Jedi. We don't know the variable, right? We just know that there are going to be releases. So I'm trying to plan ahead. So even if we don't get a Jedi Luke, my original point still stands, where I already have Jedi Lukes. So whatever else comes out for 40th, I'm going to buy, which then makes me wonder, okay, well then, okay, what if they drop a Vader, right?
Mhm.
Who do I, and I can only buy one figure. I mean, I'm just throwing that out as an example. I'm going to get the Vader before I get the Luke, right? Because, so I always try to think, but it's the same thing that we do with like vehicles, man. Like we had to plan for this year. I think you and I, brother cousins, we were planning for vehicles in 2022, right? You have to
Yep.
plan ahead. You have to be able to, and this is where I understand your point, where what you're speaking on of you know, like false valor or things to that effect, right? Like you want to, you may not just have that experience or that knowledge to know or to prep or, you know, to say that stuff. So I always tell everybody, dude, on my show, or if I'm a guest like here on your show, is that, you know, listen to everybody that you want to listen to. You know, if you vibe with a specific person on YouTube, you appreciate their opinions, their insights, listen to them, listen to other people, do some research, and then you make the decision on your own at the end of the day, right? Like that's the only way you can really do this. I mean, you can't, because, and I said this earlier, I was like, look, what if, you know, okay, the I use this as an example, like we'll pick a figure behind me or something, and I'll say, or Luke, for example, I'll be like, Luke is amazing. I have him. He's awesome. Holy shit. It's like one of the best figures ever. And then people will go buy it because of hype. And maybe they're not really a Luke fan I'm just, you know, I'm using his as an example, right?
Yeah.
That's where it gets tricky sometimes, because we all love everything. Like you said, we want to collect everything. And there's no doubt in my mind that someone would probably appreciate a Luke Skywalker, even though they're not a big fan. But they may buy it because they're hearing it's an amazing figure and they want to experience that amazing figure on their own. So it just, but then you're like, damn, I'm 300 in the hole for something I may not be that into.
Yeah, and I think the deluxe version of this is there's a 350, 360 once you add shipping and tax.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah, and so it starts to creep up to that 400. Folks that are joining in, we're just talking about the last couple of weeks of releases and pre-order announcement and releases. It's just for me, it hasn't been there. It hasn't been very exciting. It's been very low, and we're just been going through the stuff that's been Kang, Christopher Nolan's Batman, deepfake Luke, just going down the list, just doing a little bit of a recap. Even this one here, I'm not even Ahsoka. I'm going to skip the droids. The Ahsoka release. I'm like, she looks cool, but I'm not excited to get her. I think I'm going to get her, but I'm willing to wait for coupons. That's not one of those like I need now. I need it. It's not like the Mark One, the diecast Mark One Iron Man, where I was looking forward to that. That's an example where there are certain figures with Hot Toys like, man, I can't wait to get this. I can't wait to get the DeLorean right now. I want it right now. I can't wait to get the Mark One diecast right now to complete my collection. And then you have the fillers, the empty calories, another Luke looks cool. Rosario Dawson's live action version of Ahsoka, which looks,
again, it comes down to priority.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
For every collector, everybody watching right now,
yeah,
everybody,
yeah,
whoever's a collector of anything, right? It all comes down to priority, and it's
yeah,
like, okay, I enjoy it, but I don't think I'm going to pick her up, right? Because if I do want an Ahsoka, for me, I would maybe wait for her channel day, or her television show debut, right? Like her show, right? Because undoubtedly she'll look different, she may be different, things like that. Unless you're somewhere in there, like with you, like maybe with these Iron Man or perhaps the Spider-Man line, you're like, well, shit, that's going to take priority for me. I'm building something. I got a vision for this. So that has to take a priority over something like this. Even though in the back of your head, you're like, yeah, she's kind of cool and I wouldn't mind having her, but I would rather pay like half off or something, right? You're not ready to just dive in. You're going to clip coupons for a lot of stuff.
For a lot of this stuff, 10% will tip me over. I'm just not in a big hurry, especially with the amount of where Hot Toys, it feels like they're catching. We get these certain points in time where it feels that Hot Toys is just dumping a lot of these releases, and then they throttle, then they announce new pre-orders, then they release. But the magic number of 120 to 130 pre-orders, it's still on Sideshow. That's exactly the average that we're still encountering
for 2 years now.
For 2 years. And again, to me, this figure looks fantastic. It looks, and I have nothing negative to say about it.
No, I think she looks great.
It looks great. The question is like, well, do I want her now, or she's getting her own show, isn't she? Is she going to get a different outfit? Is she going to pull a Padme wherever?
Bro, it's Disney. Disney's the master at marketing. They're advertising a product to us.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's literally what it is. These people are in a writer's room, thinking of things and okay, well, if we're going to do this, then we undoubtedly need to have new uniforms, new costumes for people. And that goes both ways. Marvel, DC even, right? No stranger. Because of them, Bad Batch, they have different outfits in the new season, right? You don't think that's not marketable for, say, the Black series? I mean, that's, so it's up to you, your level of fandom. If you like, I mean, I have every Luke from original trilogy, basically. So it's like, I want that. That's a priority, right? So you just have to juggle. You have to really curate and know, like, you have, and sometimes you don't, right? Sometimes a wrench is thrown into your plans. Something gets dropped out of nowhere that you weren't expecting, and you're like, oh wow, I really want to get that. What happens then?
When it comes to the Bad Batch, I don't watch the cartoon. I watched the first episode and it didn't do anything for me. I do have Echo, because he came with a ton of accessories, and he came with the protocol droid arm, and I had fun. To me, I bought the figure for its uniqueness because he was more of a cyborg type character with the protocol arm. He just came with a lot of cool shit. Do I want to pursue the rest of the cast? No. I bought Echo with a coupon. He was 10% or something and some points. For those of you who want to pursue the rest of the gang, well, they finally came out with it. And look, I'm happy for you. Thoughts and prayers, because you're looking at $1,600 commitment.
But you're looking at like $3,000 for fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
It does, absolutely. No, you're right. That's the whole point of tonight's stream, is just to kind of jog everybody's mind. While some folks will have the Bad Batch as a bad pre-order. Now, I am committed. I am absolutely committed to the Marvel Spider-Man. That's something that I always like to point out, because I keep hearing this shit through streams throughout YouTube land. Oh, no one's buying Marvel. No one's like, you folks need to. Folks, kids, you guys need to be more specific. There's Marvel, and then there's Spider-Man Marvel. And so when I hear that, oh, no one's buying Marvel, I'm like, well, that's not true. You're looking at it through the horse lenses with the spacers on the side. I go, the Spider-Man Marvel line, it is still Marvel. is just as aggressive as some of the stuff that Star Wars is dishing out too.
Oh,
So
100%.
yeah, it just is. So again, we're talking about just the last couple of weeks. It's just these releases just haven't been pre-order announcements and releases and I just haven't, for me, that's just me. I'm based on my opinion. I haven't found any of this exciting to really talk about. Going back in time, and then you get the little cost babies, and then we get to the real threat. When we get then we get to the McDonald's ice cream cone clone trooper here, and I got my invoice for this guy, and I got my invoice for the clone trooper pilot from Sideshow. It's supposed to charge and ship on March the 28th. So Attack of the Clones, for me, I feel has begun. And you're not touching anything Clone Wars, right, Anthony? You're stepping out on this one. You're buying out on this one.
At this current time and date of Sunday, March 26th, for me, no.
Okay.
Well, see, I gotta say these things because come April, May, June, July, I might be like, you know what? Fuck. No, it's hard, right? Because we all feel this way. Like you were saying, you only pick up one Bad Batch figure.
That was it,
right? You have a level of, I wouldn't say restraint, but what's the word I'm looking for? That I don't want to say experience, but the way you collect, you can look at something like that and be like, you know what, I'm okay with having one out of this team. Whereas a lot of people would be like, wait, well, I want to complete this regardless, right? I need to check them off. I need to have the whole freaking team or whatever. Same with Justice League. Some people want the entire 6, Justice League members. Whereas like maybe I'm cool with Batman and Superman, for example. That level is difficult, right? So when you come in, you just say something like Attack of the Clones. Discipline, thank you guys. My brain, it's late for me. You come in with Attack of the Clones and they hit you with a whopper. I mean, we got 9 announcements, right?
Yeah.
We have a total of, I think, 13 episode 2 Hot Toys now, right? Because the 9 that came out, dude, we still have Yoda, we have Dooku, we had Jango. That's 12. Is that it? I think they only released 3 Attack of the Clones, and now we had 9 releases.
We can, let me see here. We can, 1 second here. Where is, here we go. Let's pull up the chart here. All right. We got the Hot Toys. All right. Scroll here. So I stopped deleting stuff, but I wanted to kind of keep like an archive. So I'm going to, so starting from the top, Blurg, and this is up to date. As from the Blurg release and so forth, I've just marked them released in stock, meaning this is in stock and so forth. And scrolling down, Deepfake Luke, Captain Vaughn. So Clone Trooper Jesse, this one right here. He's supposed to charge and ship on Tuesday. So folks who did day 1 pre-order are going to have their Clone Trooper. Sideshow's pulling out money. They're not giving anybody any notice. This was a 5-day notice. Let me see, because they went out on Friday. So 5-day notice. Sideshow isn't screwing around. If you pre-order this stuff, they're collecting, and the fact that they're even giving you a 5-day notice is probably generous on their part. So Clone Trooper Jesse and the pilot. So we have with Captain Vaughn, he's part of the clone. Yeah, see that's the thing though. It depends on where, because Attack of the Clones, even though the Clone Wars cartoon, it's kind of like how would you describe it? It's attached right underneath Attack of the Clones. So Captain Vaughn, Clone Trooper Jesse, this is stuff that once you get your Padme and your Anakin.
Yeah, this all fits. This is all era specific.
This whole era, exactly. This is all very era specific. You have the droids, right? You have C-3PO. This is probably what's going to get you in. You don't have a protocol droid in your collection, do you?
I have 3PO and R2 on fucking. I've already made payments on, I think, R2.
Yeah. Clone Trooper, Attack of the Clones. This is with the original Brandon and the vanilla one. This is supposed to charge and ship on Tuesday. Then we have R2. 3, 4, 5. Let me see. Shit. We have 1.
Well, we had 5
3, 4,
for May 4th.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, you're right. 5.
And then we got 4 later. We
Yes.
had Anakin, Padme, Obi-Wan, and Mace Windu.
When did when did these vehicles? We have like 3 different vehicles. We have the Commando, the Bark Speeder.
Right, I just meant for Attack of the Clones, like episode 2.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So then that would be it then. We have those guys, Purge Trooper, Cad Bane. Yeah, there's quite a in here. Scroll down here. You're not doing any of the vehicles, right? You're not doing any of the Bark Speeders or the
I don't think so. I didn't pre-order any of them. It's funny because I speak to my peers, and then I have, my, channel members, and, we had a big talk about this today, even long talk about the Clone Wars and, how good of a story it is and how it enriches the lore. And, I enjoy it, but then I think to myself, okay, this would be really fucking cool, dude, if I had like all of this, but I don't have the space, dude. And as you mentioned, like there's other stuff that I want more that I'm prepping for, I mean, I'm paying off an $1,800 Ecto-1, that's 46 inches in length. I don't have, so there's certain sacrifices have to be made, for all of us. Will this look amazing? Yes. I know people in the chat. I know people in general that are going to get all this. And I swear, like being able to watch that is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to see their experience and their displays, show me your photos and show me how you posed and set everything. Like that's, so I try to live vicariously sometimes, with certain properties because I just can't do it.
God, just these 3 alone, this is most likely first quarter of 2024. Having all these 3 drop around the same time, that's going to be brutal. On top of anything else that's dropping from DC.
And the droid, right? Those are the 4 they announced. They should all be roughly around the same time.
Yeah. And I'm getting this guy. You're telling me you're getting General Kenobi. This one here is, oh my God, that's just awesome.
It is. See, this is my problem because one of the things I thought about doing was kind of compartmentalizing everything. So I would say get Anakin without the stap because I don't need the stap, and then General Kenobi here. And then that is my representation of Clone Wars, right? I would get Anakin and Padme and just be like, okay, that's my episode 2, right?
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, I mean, I have Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, and that's my episode 1 representation. So if they did something like that, and then all my big Star Wars collection is all my OT, I would be okay with that. But that's really hard to do because now you've already started to peel back that layer, right? And you're like, well, shit, I might as well get this Mace Windu. Okay, now I have 3, right? Then you're like, maybe I should just go get these troopers. Then you're all in all, you know what I mean? All of a sudden you're so it's difficult, man. It's difficult.
And look, I am 100% going in hard on Attack of the Clones, getting it all. That being said, though, I am very quick to swing the discipline ruler with the other stuff, because the other stuff, I'll give you an example, like Paz Vizsla. Like, who the fuck, like, really? Like, to me, that's heavy Mandalorian right there. That does nothing. I'm not doing the Paz Vizsla.
No, if you already have it, it's
I got heavy Mandalorian. To me, that has been set. The newest Star Wars pre-order announcements are Tech, Wrecker, and Paz Vizsla. So there's a lot of the stuff that I can absolutely pass by. Crosshair is a pass. I don't care about Cobb Vanth. It just doesn't do it. Reva is a pass. Grand Inquisitor, Darth Vader. I'm gonna there because there's so many different SKUs on him. I'll eventually get him on discount. I'm passing on this guy right here. I can't do this one. I can't do Jesus Obi-Wan Kenobi with the floating rocks. I can't not do that.
Yeah, me neither.
I cannot. I'm sorry, not to offend. I just know if I'm gonna do another Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's gonna be the general one in the clone trooper armor, because to me that looks something that is going to be a lot of fun to pose. My imagination gets spurred because to me in my head, I imagine General Obi-Wan Kenobi on top of that ATRT, that little chicken walker walking around the desert. So that is I see as fun. I see that as like, oh, this is cool. I can have General Kenobi with a couple troopers in the back. I can get some really cool shots.
Absolutely.
Take desert. That to me spurs imagination. That to me spurs fun. That and when I get that feeling, I just get carried away. And I just recently experienced that with Mod and the DeLorean. Like I had fun, even though the DeLorean brought so much problems and QC issues. I still found joy in it. And it sucks that they stopped shipments on that specific vehicle, but it didn't bother me because but again, that's just me because I saw beauty where destruction was, and I made the best of it. But regardless, though, I was still always planning on modifying my DeLorean. It was always in the cards, and so because of 130 pre-orders, we're all staring down the barrel. I have to make tough decisions now. Where at one point, that Obi-Wan Kenobi from the show was okay. Now I'm like, nope, it's definitely not coming home. Purge Trooper looks cool. It looks cool. Cad Bane, we don't get a lot of aliens. He's most likely gonna come home. I'm getting all the vehicles. I love that. To me, I am in love with the Star Wars small vehicles, the BARC speeders, the sidecars, especially this one here, since this specific model, right? Can we talk about spoilers? That's the one Jar Jar Binks saved Grogu. That's the exact same design, everything. I checked it. So if you wanted to get Ahmed Best, you get a third-party sculpt, right? And you do a Mace Windu head swap.
Hell, they may make him for all we know.
Yeah.
They make everything Mando.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Because it's now God, I still can't get over that shit. Fucking Jar Jar Binks is the one that saves Grogu out of the palace. Out of all the Jedis.
Yeah, but it was very nice because he got people really. He was on the verge of suicide, man.
I know,
he was
treated
like
and that's
shit,
why I can't. And I feel bad, and I don't believe in bullying and things like that. So, and you're right, where he talked about he contemplated suicide. That's just horrible. That's just really horrible.
Yeah.
So it was a nice fandom.
Yeah, I just kind of found it touching. I'm like, all right, this is cool. You can bring him back as sort of a a feel good moment, and I think it was pretty cool, man. So, but I get it as the if you take away the real life and you're like, oh, that's the guy that was Jar Jar.
I would have felt better if it was Jar Jar Binks, but clearly they didn't have the budget because Jar Jar Binks is really expensive motion capture technology. I would have felt, because it wouldn't even been wacky Jar Jar. It would have been Senator Jar Jar, right? He would have been a little bit more mature, right? Where he would have, I enact the, not to mention, I kept hearing his voice saving Grogu. Oh, Grogu, get in the car! That's what I just kept hearing. That
you just thinking it, yeah.
Ooh, bad Jedi, gooba fish.
Oh man, that's too good.
I almost tapped out. By the way, I felt that they jumped a shark. I felt that they were going hard on the member berries. They were just like, remember this? Just out of all the Jedis, I feel like there was a missed opportunity. Out of all the Jedis we saw in the council, they had a wonderful opportunity to really go back and have somebody. And I'm not saying that Ahmed Best is a nobody, but this Jedi to us feels like a nobody. I don't know.
Right. Versus like maybe somebody that we've already known, like an established character.
Yeah. Out of all the Jedis in the council, right? What Yaddle or the tall, skinny with the long neck. It was just, to me, it was a missed opportunity. But regardless, the BARC speeder, like I told you before, behind the scenes, value has gone up because that's the exact same Clone Wars error that Ahmed Best. I don't even remember his name. He's just forgettable. He's to me,
I
he's
forgot
Jar
the
Jar.
name too.
Well,
but
the internet just says he's Jar Jar saves Grogu. That's honestly what the tagline is anyway. But anyway, that is the vehicle, and Grogu is in the sidecar holding on for dear life. So
right. So there's now a moment, and that's just a double moment to for people who may want this.
yeah. Wait, hold on. What is this? Dooku killed Yaddle. When did this happen? Is that you guys making? Is this expanded backdoor lore?
This may be in the Clone Wars.
Oh, in the tune verse.
Yeah, there's 7 seasons of enriched canon in there, man.
God,
I encourage you to watch it.
Too much homework. No. That was
Tales of the Jedi, the new release. They're saying in the chat.
Is that where it was? This is too much homework. This is why the show it feels like it's jumping off the rails. Where if I have to do homework to understand some of this stuff, it's gonna kill me. Yeah, James, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna spend days in the Jedi Temple archives researching this. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this anyway. R2D2, Clone Wars, Bespin, Boba Fett, Axe Wolves, Koska Reeves, Fennec Shan. Poor Fennec Shan. Is she going to be the new rescue Iron Man chick? She's going to sit forever, isn't she? Be honest. Fennec.
Half and half. Look, the one nice thing is she's a companion piece to the Fett on the throne. People are going to want to recreate that where, she's leaning on the throne with Fett. That has a good thing going for her. She's also, and I know you don't watch, but she's in the animated shows as well, so she can double up. She's what we would, she's a hybrid of sorts, right? You can have her, with different franchises within the IP. So she has some versatility there.
Are you getting her?
Possibly. Again, not super high priority. It depends on what I'm doing with my other Star Wars collections, right? If I retain the throne, then I would like to have her. Again, because that could just be the representation with her and Fett on the throne, and that's all I would really need, right? For that show. And be like, okay, that's cool. So I'm not sure. I'm not super excited, but she looks great though. Everything looks great though.
Everything looks great. Even Koska
Reed, it's hard.
Which I'm passing up on. Yeah, this is like this right here. I'm passing on this guy, Axe Wolves, Koska Reeves, Fennec Shan. Those I just honestly I have to pass. I have to be careful not to paint myself into a corner because again, we still don't, for folks who aren't aware of, there's going to be announcements for Return of the Jedi. So I can't paint myself into these corners where do you want Fennec Shan? Do you want Koska? I mean, just these three alone, it's $1,000 right here. Fennec, Koska, Nax Wolves, and but KX and Fortune Droid. See, he's coming home. Droids always come home for me.
Yeah.
Bespin Luke, 340, the deluxe version, 345. He's going to be coming in pretty soon. He's going to be coming in very hot. I think he's going to be one. He's going to be a FOMO figure. I'm not talking like Grail or Zuma. I'm talking that he's going to be one that a lot of collectors are going to want. I think I am too. I think I'm looking forward to this one.
He's out of this list so far. He's very, very high on my list.
Yeah, I'm
like he's coming home no matter what.
Yeah,
but
as far as deepfake Luke, it feels like a big yawn. Like, well, it looks fine. I'm not excited. This guy right here, Bespin, I'm very curious. Is this the one that he has the with the lightsaber with the USB? Is it in this one or no?
Yes. Whoa, no. Fuck. Was Obi-Wan the first with the lightsaber?
I can't keep trying.
Guys in the chat, let us know because I always get this one confused. It's like this weird Mandela effect. I'm like,
yeah.
I think Obi-Wan Kenobi, because Ahsoka did not, and then I thought Luke did have a USB, but I might be wrong. It may have started with Obi-Wan. I think it started with Obi-Wan for the USB. Yeah, a couple people in the chat are saying it's Obi-Wan. I think I get so, but he does have the bases, and I believe it doesn't matter. Like when you get the deluxe, you get both bases. See, I got all confused with that shit because Ahsoka did not. I thought that was kind of dumb.
Okay. That's been Luke, though. Is that what it is? Here we go.
Yeah.
Kenobi was. All right. Obi was the first USB. Okay. I'm very curious about this technology. To me, that's exciting. Like, oh, I like I guess if you look behind my background here, I am going through a big USB kick. And
yes.
In fact, I told Anthony, I'm probably a few USB plugs away from a short here because I'm I need more power. Redirect energy.
I'm kind of getting that way with these signs and other stuff, and I'm like, oh shit.
More power.
Yeah.
You know, you were exceeding safety parameters. Ignore safety override.
Yeah, dude.
Alpha Delta 2210.
Divert all power from life support.
Yeah.
All right, we need this. We need these lights.
I don't need clean air. Redirect it. That's it. Give us more power. Let's jump into. Let's give folks a quick dash of Marvel reality here. Let's jump on over because I think Marvel. This is something that people like. No one's buying Marvel. I'm like, oh, Marvel is such a nasty little threat. I'm telling you. Let's go visit some Marvel shenanigans here. What is this? Denobi's going to turn into Electro soon. Yeah, and then some. All right, so I have searched on Sideshow just to pre-orders, not what's sitting in inventory. And I modified the search for brand new. And the newest Marvel pre-order was Kang. And then after that was the Amazing Spider-Man, this is one here. For you folks out there that are playing the Blue Light Special pre-order, I'm in the same boat. I know the dangers of exceeding pre-orders to a certain amount where it can implode. Once you add too many atoms and you start to create a new element, it becomes unstable.
Yeah, you're getting charged freaking monthly deposits every 5 days.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Exactly. And then down the road you run into the possibility of like my good friend Sean that ended up getting 4, I think he told me 4 Sideshow invoices this week that are going to be incoming. I don't like that. I find that very stressful. To me that doesn't feel fun when I have all this stuff coming in and I'm trying to smuggle it into the house without people here knowing that the stuff is coming in. Or my trying to hide the actual spending here. But the Blue Light Special pre-order, meaning when something's about to hit waitlist or so forth, and I really, really want it, I do pre-order it. And I think the next biggest threat, because I am 100% committed, you guys know, you can look at my module case right over there. That is my Spider-Verse right there. And Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, these boys are coming home. And I haven't pre-ordered him yet. But I think I've been warned. I think Alter Ego sent an email that this is going to be a small batch. If any of you subscribe to Alter Ego or anything like that, Mark sent out the email like, this is a small batch and it's only for a certain amount of window and everybody's going to close it. I've never seen that before. I don't know if it's a sales tactic. I don't know if it's a pre-order threat. But in my gut, it makes sense since this guy was announced last year, right, Anthony? This Andrew Garfield announcement is old, and it just showed up in the pre-order. Anybody who can fact check that for me?
Can you click it and see what the projected release date is?
See, this year, July 2023 to December 2023. So it's this year.
Yeah, so right around the corner.
Yeah.
Because you're right, it was.
Yeah.
And now it's finally up for PO.
Yeah.
So it's like.
So So he knows what I'm talking about. Like this is a structured window, and it makes sense because this guy was announced last year. He never showed up in pre-order here in the US, and I know a lot of US collectors ended up pre-ordering him overseas. I never did. I never pulled the trigger, but I always knew in my mind, in my gut, Andrew Garfield's coming home. I don't have an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and I'm not going to spend all this money building my friggin' Spider-Verse with the
To not have
Sinister
them.
Six and not have the three boys in there. Right? I need Andrew, I need Toby, and so forth. So, and what sucks about this one is I want that diorama base. So this is what, a 500, 400, how much is this fucker? God, I'm so annoyed at this stuff.
290 right there, but click the diorama
290.
base.
So it's $500
and 165
with shipping and tax. You're looking just a little over $500 just for this. And they're both coming home, and I have not pre-ordered anything yet. I need, if I can wait a little bit longer, because you're right. I hate that non-refundable deposit being collected. And then for some collectors, when they go too heavy on pre-orders and those invoices start coming in, they usually, and then they can't fulfill them, they end up canceling them. I don't like losing money. I curate my collection the best financial possible way. And if I've always told myself that if I pre-order something and I have the risk of losing a non-refundable deposit, I usually end up moving forward with the purchase. I don't like throwing away.
Well, yeah, nobody wants to throw away money.
Yeah, I don't.
It happens, but we try to minimize that.
Minimize it. It's like 1%, because you're not going to be successful curating a collection if you run that type of racket where, yeah, I pre-order all this stuff and I don't want it anymore, so I'm going to throw away $40 here, $50. No, that does not work for me. That just doesn't make any sense at all. Marvel, you evil. So, and I know you're not touching. Well, you're very conservative with Spider-Man right now, right? You're just very nitpicking certain pieces, and you're not even touching Toby or Andrew, are you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think they're awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm going to really enjoy looking at your display when you have it all set up. But for me, I've been really, and this can change, but for the most part, my Marvel are comic book figures. Mm. Pretty much, excuse me. Look at Leon. Just thinking about that. I mean, like, I have Zombie Deadpool. I do have Mysterio's Illusion Iron Man, but he's pretty much Zombie Iron Man from Marvel Zombies comics. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Dead Strange from Multiverse of Madness, I'm picking that up because it's going to go with my Marvel Zombies, right?
That is pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. Classic suit Spider-Man, of course I have. I've got the Punisher War Machine, right? Because it's comic based, video game based. Like, that's where I look at stuff like this and it's difficult. I have the comic, Origins Iron Man Deluxe up there, and I have the comic Origins War Machine paid off whenever that comes. So that's kind of where my Marvel lies. I go into the comic versions of everything. Doesn't take away the fact that I look at half of this stuff and I'm like, damn, I kind of want that Mark 6 with the suit up gantry. Because it's kind of spectacular when you look at it. You have this big gantry, he's coming in, that iconic scene. It's really, really big in your display. It stands out. It's exciting. It's hard for me to go. It kind of goes against the grain of my collection, like my vision. So then it becomes a one-off of sorts, right? I'm like, well, where do I put it? Oh, well, shit, I might as well get a War Machine again. It starts to turn, and it's sometimes hard to have that restraint.
So let's clear this up, because you don't want to share information like this that I may potentially be harmful and wrong. So, Doug Gambino, you won't lose your deposit because Sideshow always have refunded me. Sideshow was refunding, as far as I'm aware of, non-refundable deposits on pre-orders that have exceeded their scheduled window release. So if something has gone into a year and a half or 2 years, you absolutely will get your non-refundable deposit. But a lot of this 2022 pre-orders that are showing up early, Sideshow has not been refunding non-refundable deposits back. Absolutely not. That's how I understand it. Is that how you understand it too, Anthony?
Depends on if if you can kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of sob story, or you kind of.
I've even told the sob story, and the hardship isn't even working as much anymore. But again, I could be wrong.
To some, yeah. I mean, there's some that they've been favorable to, but I wouldn't say it's like guaranteed though, right? So you never know. I mean, sometimes they will do it. They will bestow mercy on you.
Yeah, I just wouldn't count on it. If you have 6 pre-orders that you buried yourself in, and you're expecting to get all of your non-refundable deposits back on all that stuff, I find that highly unlikely. Sideshow, I feel
one here and there, yeah. But I mean, if you had like 5 and you're like, I need to cancel all these, they're gonna probably not do it.
Yeah,
unless you really ham it up, and then you might. It depends.
Absolutely. You're not touching this Daredevil, which I think actually looks pretty cool.
I know it looks cool, but it's pretty much my Daredevil that I used to have. I mean, it's the same suit, different color. One. You do get a head sculpt, but I would not use the head sculpt.
Okay.
Right? If I get it, I would like Daredevil. I'd like him in his outfit. I want him masked up for me. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because the original Daredevil was amazing. If anybody out there did not have him, I mean, I posed him at least 40 different. I took pictures on my Instagram of 30 different poses that I did with this Daredevil. At minimum, 30 that I took photos of. Bro, I had so much fun with that Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun just making him, agile and doing all his kicks. And dude, he was great. So when I saw this come out, I'm like, oh shit, it's probably gonna be the same. It's gonna be just as awesome. But that looks like they fixed it. His neck was a little weird. His shoulders were a little weird. It looks like this has been corrected. So when I look at all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, of course this looks great, man. But it kind of doesn't fit with the comic book stuff. So
this is an MCU Daredevil, meaning he's been christened. This specific Daredevil is cinematic. This was the one, right, that we saw in Spider-Man No Way Home. So to me, that adds that extra credibility. I don't have a Daredevil. This is probably going to be my one and only Daredevil in my Marvel collection. Plus, I did enjoy, that episode of She-Hulk was the only good. That was episode 6, where She-Hulk gets action. It was written very well. It was a lot of fun. Everything else from the show sucked, but that was a fun episode, and it was the episode that this dude was in. So I didn't pre-order him. If he goes into Blue Light Special or Waitlist, I'll probably jump on him. I do want this guy. I think he looks pretty cool. Folks jumping in, we're just talking about the first quarter recap. We went through Star Wars. We're kind of just doing a quick recap here on Marvel. Just kind of sharing some of the stuff. This is something that I always like to remind folks that, well, no one's buying Marvel. Marvel isn't in vogue. It's not in style. And I'm like, man, there's just a lot of stuff here.
No, there absolutely is. Those are just opinions of certain individuals.
Yeah, there's just a lot of
myself include. Like, me, I don't collect MCU, but I cannot deny the impact that it has on the collecting community. Mm-hmm. Marvel's huge, dude. Are you kidding me?
Marvel, and then even if I go Iron Man conservative, I'm still getting beat up here. We finally got the Iron Man open suit up version here, 365, and not only does the suit open up, but it also closes up into a Mark 7. So, Hot Toys for me, it's just going above and beyond. Yeah, they do trip on occasion, right? Where they kind of messed up on the DeLorean and a few others, but for the most part, their win streak is still in the high positive. Valkyrie's on waitlist. I don't care about Valkyrie. I didn't care so much for that film. Tobey Maguire's Friendly Spider-Man, and then the one-offs. Like,
I may want that Morbius.
The Morbius. The Wolverine 1973. There's a lot of
real nice.
Wolverine's really nice. There's a lot of good stuff here. We still I didn't care for the movie, but that Morbius would pair up very nicely with Blade. Oh,
so it's kind of like, damn.
Yeah, sure.
It's a little.
Sure.
You see, it's a little. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure
See,
is.
look at that War Machine. I know you're not in, dude. That's the one I have
Well,
paid off.
you
So,
know, I bought the comic book Iron Man at a super discounted, and I was fine with it. I didn't think it was worth it, but I got him. I got him for under 280, cheap, the deluxe. So I do have him, and he's okay. It's I like the base. For me, it was the deluxe
the
version
base,
of
yeah.
the base. To me, that's what sold it, and then the price. He was discounted below under 300.
Well, let me ask you: did you get a functional base?
Yes, got a functional base, which I need to USB hack. So I'm
Okay,
gonna have
cool.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna have it light up, and I'm probably gonna add some cob LEDs to the whole display. In fact, I'm trying to figure out how to get the holograms to light up. The little hologram, little screens on there.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to use like tiny little like
Yeah,
Christmas bulbs or something to like
there's
something.
there's a few ways around it. That's going to require some work, but I did like that. That specific Iron Man, not Iron Man, this War Machine here, to me, I don't know. It was more of
Dude,
a
he looks
curiosity.
amazing.
Yeah, and he's already on wait list anyway. I'm just not. Yeah, I can.
But
If
see,
I
I love
don't,
the comics.
yeah,
So to me, it's like, whoa, that's a rarity for me. Even the stealth suit, bro. I
yeah,
really thought about getting that stealth suit, but I decided not to, even though I love the colors. I love it. I love the comic style. But I was like, I
yeah.
gotta, I just gotta prioritize other shit.
So Iron Man is my weakness, but make no mistake, it's Iron Man cinematic version. I was very curious about the comic book Iron Man, and it was the price. I was not chasing him, but because the price was right and it was the deluxe. In some cases with me, it's the accessory that sells me. I'm like, I really want that display base with the suitcase and the
Mm-hmm.
bay and all of
Oh
that
yeah, it's
stuff,
really
that
cool, man.
workstation. So and if War Machine is ever discounted through third party reseller from Hong Kong, like KG Hobby or Tina's Figures, and he's at a good price, I may be tempted, but for now, I can absolutely say confidently no, just because there's for Marvel. I still have major, like for example, this guy right here. I don't have this guy pre-order, but he's coming home. This is a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I mean, if I'm building a Spider-Verse, this guy alone is 445. That's shipping and tax is $500. So there's bring some photos here. Yeah, I mean, there's just it's Sandman. I mean, look at that.
It's pretty nice.
It looks awesome. So
Yeah, it's a damn good release here.
I have to pick my battles, and I've already committed to Marvel's Spider-Man because I don't think we're gonna. This isn't something that we can lie to ourselves and say reissue. Oh, they'll reissue. I don't think so. I don't. This could be the last time we saw Tobey Maguire Hot Toy Spider-Man was over a decade ago, and that was probably around 2011 when I first started collecting in 2012 from Spider-Man Part 3. So he can sit around for a while. I'm just saying some of this stuff, once it sells out, like we've been preaching, 2023 is going to be a real bitch.
Yeah.
This is going to be this is what's going to test us as collectors. And I just don't think we're going to see some of the stuff ever again. Scarlet Witch, again, I pre-ordered this is the Wanda. Oh no, this is the one from the film. This is
Yeah, it's multiverse
Yeah,
there.
I don't.
And
Yeah, they
then,
haven't even released the WandaVision one.
yeah, but see, when you come up, can you do me a solid and click that Doctor Strange again? Because it's been a little since I've seen him.
This one here?
Yeah, the first one, the Dead Strange.
Oh, the Dead Strange. Okay.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You want to talk about what I think is like so unique?
I haven't ruled this guy out yet. I'm actually interested in this one.
Artistic and
Yeah.
holy shit, dude. I don't know. Is it because I like zombies or can you just not? You can't not appreciate how freaking cool this looks.
No, I think it looks badass. I
Like,
think it does. I think it really, really does. Yeah.
this stands out to me than the typical. Oh, there's another Marvel movie. They're gonna have another outfit rinse, repeat kind of cycle, right? When I see this, it was breathtaking to me, dude. I was like, oh wow, okay. With the wings and the hands and all the skulls and the dude. Yeah.
No, it looks awesome. It really, I didn't have any issues with this guy at all. I thought it looked, and then even the base and
look at how badass it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that has Sam Raimi's spunk written all over it. I mean, that is one. That's Evil Dead.
Straight Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. You know, like, oh man.
Yeah, no, it looks very, very cool. Is he? This is the $400 one, right? This is $385, so it's $400. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his July to December? Yeah.
July.
So.
Yeah, and he hasn't gone in a wait list or anything, so I wouldn't.
No, I suspect he's going to be kind of a niche figure. I don't know. So a lot of people don't dig the horror vibe of it, or you know, they may want just the regular straight Doctor Strange or.
Yeah.
But I love the uniqueness. That I also loved Venomized Iron Man, you know, or my Samurai Predator. I like things that are very, very unique that way. This Infinity Ultron, perfect example too. Though he is not as unique in my opinion, he still is very cool looking.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here, and I'm probably in the minority. This is what I'm excited for. This is probably
very cool, right?
Yeah, it's very different. It's die cast. The creep factor that when you look through the helmet, you see vision underneath it. It's like a possession, and this is something that people didn't forget. Which, can you see it? That whole creep factor underneath, where Vision's head is underneath the helmet, like a possessed demon soul.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty awesome.
It's just creepy as shit. I'm excited.
Diecast, the gems light up. He lights up. Like it's a unique piece, dude.
A very, very unique piece. So I'm 100% excited for this guy. So this is very different, very unique. We've never seen it. It's brand new R&D. Everything about it. There's nothing here that has been recycled from anything. And it seems that a lot of the creativity juices from Hot Toys is always directed towards the Iron Man line. So when someone out there says, "Oh, Hot Toys isn't creative enough," they're not squeezing their essence or their juices, and it's you have to look at Iron Man. Yeah, they do take shortcuts on tank commanders and generic clone troopers and what they do a paint, but their hard work and their talent is really found with the diecast Iron Man line. And honestly, that's what sold me purchasing, even with when they were plastic at the time, and they just put so much R&D magic and design and engineering into some of this stuff that just it blows me away as to what they can do, because they know that this is their ticket, this is their money maker. And again, I think this is probably going to be as popular as the Hydra Stomper, which is sad though, because I think the Hydra Stomper is such a winner. I love my Hydra Stomper, but
mine's still coming.
Yeah, are you still getting the Hydra Stomper?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I just because I just want that big. It's not only World War II-ish, but it feels very comic-y to me. You know, in the animated sense of the what if, it's gonna fit with my comic style stuff. And I have Captain Carter, and I really like her. You know, a lot of people looked at her, you know, from images and were kind of maybe put off a little, but you know, I mean, in hand, she's a very cool, very nice looking figure.
Yeah. Yeah. President Loki's another unique one.
Great head sculpt.
Great head sculpt. I'm passing on Yelena, Sylvie. I don't feel those. Are you chasing the Carnage or these Venoms, these new Carnage? You are?
No, I'm more comic purist. I want a proper Venom and a proper Carnage.
Okay.
And for me, this Carnage is way too big.
Okay.
He's just not that big in the comics. He briefly was once in a short run, and yes, they're basing it off the movie, but that he's just too damn big for me. So that's what I'm kind of like, it's pass.
I didn't even see this film, so I have no connection. The Silver Centurion armor suit up, another one that it's almost mandatory for me. And then, oh, look at that die cast. This is a suit up die cast. This is brand new R&D. This is stuff I've never seen before. Like, if you want to be blown away by Hot Toys magic, it's right here. Die cast, a suit up, lights, the intricate details, the helmet, everything about this. This is what I'm talking about. This is coming home. Like, I can't wait to get this guy.
I love Silver Centurion.
Fantastic.
Especially comic side, but looking at something like that, there's a half and half.
Yeah.
Right. My buddy Sean, he also really loves it, but then he's a little turned off because he doesn't want the suit up. He just wishes he could get a Silver Centurion again in diecast. Right.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that. I appreciate I wouldn't say it's innovation, but the creativity and the improvements that they're doing. Right. And that's a unique piece. And it looks awesome. And that one is USB too, if I recall, right?
Yes, that
it's
is
powered
USB.
up. He's suiting up. It's freaking sweet looking, dude.
Yes, absolutely. And then why is the Iron Man Mark 1 still on pre-order? I've gotten mine over a month ago. Captain America, the Falcon, still in pre-order. He's shipped out, I believe, hasn't he? From site? I believe so, unless they're having trouble fulfilling orders. And then my oldest pre-order I have on my spreadsheet is this one right here. This is a 2020 pre-order. This one right here. This is the Scarlet from Wanda. This is the WandaVision.
She's just over 2 years now. Over 2 years in this month. So 2 years and a few weeks now overdue. Yeah. Or not overdue, but since the announcement.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they do this. I hate this. I hope this Scarlet Witch is the last of, because everything else seems to be just a little over a year. But this Scarlet Witch from Marvel is the oldest one. And once they release her, they should be somewhat back on schedule, meaning 1 year to a year and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was a product of at the time during 2020, where they were just falling behind and so forth. But I don't want that. I don't want to continue with that anymore. I don't like that. I don't like that 2-year hiatus and shipments.
Nobody does.
I know that I think they've made improvements keeping up with the schedule. There's still a few little rugrats. Yeah. There's still a few little rugrats on here that are still falling behind. But
let's not forget how many early releases we've gotten so far in the past 6 months.
That's right. Yeah. That is absolutely
and Doc and Marty are right around the damn corner.
Yeah, Doc and Marty, right? That's right. We're only focusing on the for tonight's stream, first quarter wrap up. We're focusing on Star Wars, Marvel, and I'm gonna do the search for DC. But yes, we do have the one-offs, and that's something maybe later next week, or maybe Mafia wants to bring it up on his stream. The one-offs, because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's probably about 10 one-offs. One-offs are like RoboCop. Wolverine, Back to the Future.
One-offs are my jam. That's all I have behind me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also interested in those Warriors of the Future, those Chinese figures with the mech suits. You know which one I'm talking about? There's
the Wandering Earth or
something like that. But there's like 10 or 11. We're like, and I catalog those as one-offs, where there are some of us in the community that are interested, like RoboCop. You've been blessed with an opportunity to have a diecast RoboCop in your collection. And Wolverine, right? You can see right here. And there's a few others too. I don't know how you would Back to the Future and so forth. But let me do a quick Hot Toys DC search, because I know. And we'll end it on just as a recap, just a fresh reminder. So DC doesn't have a lot, which is kind of cool. So I'm showing 17, but I think
for me, a lot of them are a lot of ways out too.
There you go. The problem with DC is that it's an undercover threat, because make no mistake, we all know Flashpoint is going to rip us apart. And you can get hints of that, of the destruction on our wallets just by what McFarlane is pumping out.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, dude, he's
Yeah.
putting out the vehicles, he's putting out the whole line. I mean,
Yeah, McFarlane doesn't give a shit. He's clearly blowing the secret on the different bat suits and the different iterations of the Flash. So you can use that as a litmus test, as a test to see what you can expect. And I'm telling you, it's probably I can
right, the
anticipate
forecast.
a
Very much.
forecast. There you go, forecast as
Mhm.
as what's inbound. So I did the search here. We have 17 just DC alone. Most of us in the community are ecstatic to have a golden opportunity to own the Batmobile, the 1989 Batmobile. But not only that, though, but there's the Robert Pattinson, right? Because now it's under James Gunn's law. It's part of the Elseworld. So we have that. We have the Keaton. And the Batman Deluxe version with the Gargoyle statue in 89, I think looks fantastic. But I don't want multiple Keatons. And if I'm only going to get one Keaton, and I think I've said this to you, Mafia, and a few others, I would prefer to have the older, beat up version from Flashpoint because McFarlane's
You want
already
something a
shown
little
you.
modern.
Yeah, more modern. McFarlane's already shown you that he has a different suit. So look, if you can swing the 3 different versions of Keaton in your collection, more power to you if you can do it. I can't. I'm running out of space, and I still have shit to manage between Star Wars and Marvel. And there's not a lot of at least I feel there's not a lot of collectors like maybe me or Mafia that dabble in the other IPs. And I love DC. I really do. And it's just the last couple of years I found a more appreciation of love for them. Like, I miss Henry Cavill. I miss Ben Affleck. Gal Gadot and so forth. And now we're going back to the Snyderverse, right? Because this Flashpoint movie is Snyderverse, kind of like a farewell. I find that very joyous. That, like, man,
yeah, we may get that blue and gray Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I would love to own another Ben Affleck suit, wouldn't you? I mean, I don't know how deep. I know DC can get kind of, but I would love it. I honestly would get a kick out of this stuff. Is Black Adam? I guess clearly Black Adam's in waitlist, so people are just were people excited for the Black Adam figure, or is it just because it's a small batch? I'm guessing it's a small
Probably
batch.
that.
Yeah,
smaller batch.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's what's this? No Shazam. Oh God, I don't. If I was Hot Toys, I would not make a Shazam figure. I really would not. I would not do a Shazam figure at all. I just don't think anybody would buy it.
Yeah, people would buy it. They'll buy it. It may not fly off the shelves, but
yeah,
people will buy them. People want a Shazam. People for DCU, they want a Shazam.
I think Shazam would be the new Captain Marvel. That's how I feel. How low popular. Yeah. Yeah.
If they put it out in their new climate that they've been doing, I think it'll be okay because they'll do a low run. I'm just going off of Shazam 2, how it bombed in theaters and nobody went to go see it. Yeah, but it's not Shazam 2's fault. It's Warner Brothers and Neptune to have a comprehensive, universe. And when they say, you know what, we're scrapping all this shit, then what incentivizes me to go watch this now dead on arrival movie?
Exactly. And what incentive is it for me to buy a $300 figure?
Well, let's say you watch it when it comes home, Yeah. You get it on Blu-ray or whatever, streaming, and you're like, hey, this is pretty badass. Or people who did go to the theater and want. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm trying to look at it both ways. I'm trying to be very, but I know that not excuse, but that whole retort. Well, there's always going to be a buyer. I'm not saying that no figures will sell. The question is, will it be profitable? And I'm just going by, like you just said it. There's no interest. The DC EU is dead in the water. No one saw the film. To release a figure in this climate right now for collectors, we have now witnessed we've now seen the stagnation and death of certain figures like Captain Marvel, where there's just retailers like, please buy it. We're giving you 30% of this and that
200, and so could Shazam run into that possibility? Yeah, probably
Possible. I mean,
possible, right? Yeah, I mean, Shazam's enemy. Who is Shazam's enemy?
well, it's supposed to be Black Adam, but
Well, there you go. So
they
because
screwed all that up. The Rock.
Dwayne the Rock, Johnson wanted to battle Superman and not actually battle his true archenemy. That whole thing is tainted.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even see I have HBO Max. I don't even want to see Black Adam. I can see it for free. The fuck I want to sit through that shit for? Why? To see Dwayne the Rock.
It wasn't very good in my opinion, but
well, did you see it? Did you like it?
No.
Now everybody told me. Yeah.
I liked Dr. Fate and Hawkman. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But no. It was a big ego stroke for The Rock, and I think he damaged the franchise more than he did save it.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah. He didn't want any cameos of these. He said that he didn't want anybody from this movie to cameo in Shazam 2. That was part of the deal. And he only wanted to fuck with Superman and I'm like, dude, give me a break, bro. This is not your movie.
Yeah.
Like, respect the lore, come on. So
his ego really screwed things up, didn't it? He fucked it up, didn't he? He just
like the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying they're like winners. I'm just saying like the drama stuff behind the scenes and all that. And
yeah. I love that. Everybody's there now. They're dirty laundry. Well, it was Dwayne. Right. It was well, but it's funny. I'm not surprised though. It seems like he's full of himself. So, and that whole where he was on, especially when he was promoting Black Adam, where he was more in love with Superman than his actual character Black Adam. Where there was one point where he was just promoting Superman, like he's just a cameo, isn't he? And poor Henry Cavill, my God, talk about getting the short end of the stick there. What a shame. And so, who's the actor? Zachary Levi, airing out the dirty. I don't blame him. People were Zach. I'm like bullshit. Zachary Levi should air out the dirty laundry that he interfered with some of the process. Yeah. Shazam's arch enemy is Black Adam, and look, if you told me. And if Shazam 2 would have been Shazam kicking Black Adam's ass, I probably would have paid to see that in theaters.
Oh, The Rock would never allow it.
Well, see, there you go.
He can't get his ass beat. No.
There you go. Yeah. I would have paid to see that. Oh, you mean The Rock's going to get his ass kicked? Oh, I want to see that.
Well, something humbling about it, Hey, man, enjoy the movie. Like, make a movie great, but
arch enemy. Not even like a stalemate battle where no one wins. He wouldn't even done that. What an idiot.
Or he could kick his ass in the beginning, kind of like a Rocky thing, and and then Shazam comes back in the end and emerges triumphant. I don't know.
Yeah. The figure looks like shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think it looks very good.
I just don't think it looks very.
The sculpt is not quite there for me.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. My second oldest pre-order is this guy right here. And I don't know how deep you're going into the Justice League, but you're not getting Cyborg, are you?
I don't know, man. I don't know because right now it's like I have my Nightmare Batman. I have my Black Suit Superman. I'm getting the last figure on that list there before him was the Wonder Woman, the 84 Wonder Woman. I think that's a fantastic figure.
Yes, I need to get that one, yeah.
And then I'll have those three. And then I look at Cyborg and I'm like, well, dude, it is pretty unique. So, okay, do I get him? Do I kind of complete and make maybe not complete, but start to complete maybe this pseudo mix of the Justice League? Oh, well, then I need to get a Flash, and then I need to get an Aquaman. And I was never really a fan of Ezra Miller to begin with as Barry Allen.
I wasn't either until the Zack Snyder cut, though. I loved him in the Zack Snyder cut, though.
He was better.
Yeah.
He was better.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know. I don't. It's tough, man. Tough. I'm still on the fence for this one.
No, I don't blame you. It's a lot. This is one of the ones where, in hindsight, a lot of collectors displaced their Justice League collection, not realizing like, you can rebuild it again.
Well, nobody saw this coming either, to be fair, right? The fandom was like, hey, release the Snyder cut, and like, nobody took that shit serious because it usually doesn't work. But it worked. It worked for the fucking better. So there was an opportunity for Hot Toys to be like, you know what, let's reissue this the Nightmare Batman. We'll throw him in the 2-pack with a black suit. Let's bring out Cyborg. That's a rare opportunity. So yeah, I know a lot of people excited for it.
I am. I can't wait to. He is the anti-life equation for my Justice League. I have them all. I actually stuck with the collection while everybody else parted it. And remember, I told you stories where there were collectors that just sold their Justice League at figures at a loss because they were so mad at the Josh Whedon cut. And I stuck with all of them because I saw the value in the way the film was treated. And I'm like, this is going to come back. I know it. This is going to have some sort of remorse. And I ended up just buying it all. The only one that I sold that I stewed for years in regret was Nightmare Batman, which I had the original one and I sold it. And then we got blessed with the 2-pack, which then I got to benefit from the Nightmare Batman, the new improved body Nightmare Batman, and the black suited Superman. So to me, that was such a win. I like my small DC section, and all I need is Cyborg and Wonder Woman, and I'm done with the Zack Snyder universe. And I'm saying I think I'm done, but now that I'm thinking about it, the Flashpoint film is part of the Zack Snyder universe. And I know Hot Toys is going to rake us with figures on that specific film. So only time will tell as to how deep the rabbit hole goes for me and how committed I am. But yes, it is. Someone posted a comment, low stock for Cyborg. Yes. I do absolutely see that. So
to make a decision at some point,
but
or get him somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah. And it makes sense for Cyborg to be such a low stock because this wasn't a mass produced. This wasn't like an Iron Man figure where it was going to be such a large batch. Like this was more of an acquired taste to satisfy the
and I don't think he's coming back. He had a lot of drama surrounding him as well. And
no, I think
unless they've restructured and all those guys are now gone, I don't know moving forward, right? So this may be your only opportunity for at least this version, this Ray Fisher. I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah.
No idea at all. Let me pop it in here. So I'm gonna end the stream on the last quick topic here. I'm gonna make this really quick. John Wick 4 was teased. Now it's gone. Indeed. What do you think about that? Because that runs into tinfoil speculation, and I have a few ideas. I'll let you go for. Do you think it's worth?
I think it's behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
With either the actors or the studio. So I believe that they had it. They clearly had approval to go ahead and make them. Because nobody does nothing without it in this world unless they're third-party companies. That's just not how the business works. So it could be hey, maybe an embargo of sorts. Hey, let's get the movie out for a little bit, then announce it at X date. Right? It could be that. Let the audience see it, stew in it for a little, then do the tease or the official announcement. Could be that, right? So, because they didn't show the faces, but that doesn't matter. They're showing the property. They have the logo of the movie, so it could be something along those lines where like, oops, we weren't supposed to put this out just yet. Maybe it was automated on a schedule.
So I saw John Wick 4. I loved it. I thought the film was A+ all the way. To me, it was a visual eye candy of a treat, especially when they go to Osaka, Japan. And I forgot the director's name, the visuals and the color and the style.
Well, you have to shout out to, I think her name was Jill. I think, correct me if, you might not know. I think her name was Jill. She was the color grader
Oh my
for John
God.
Wick
The
4.
film,
So
it was like a work of art. Every
yeah,
shot, what it felt like art. It was like artwork. And it was such a fun movie. It was 3 hours long, and it was such a fun film. But one thing I noticed is his suit doesn't look that different than the John Wick Hot Toys I have on display. I didn't see enough significant changes other than his hairstyle.
yeah. So we'll probably just have a kind of same suit, maybe a little bit more modern, maybe a couple little improvements as far as 6 scale goes with the soft goods, right? Maybe a little bit of improvement
So
and a new sculpt, new
I
accessories.
guess what I yeah, so I guess what I'm saying is that I don't know I'm gonna buy this figure. I don't know if I'm because I didn't see enough changes.
Well, I personally don't think the John Wick 2 sculpt is very good. Personally.
You know what? I'll give you points on that. If the sculpt gets improved,
Mm-hmm.
then the value may be there. Because the suit doesn't look that different, other
No.
than it's bulletproof in the film, but it's exact same stylized hipster black suit. He has a new pair of pistols. His hairstyle is different than the. So I just because remember $300 is the new price point now for Hot Toys, right? You
Yeah,
figure,
that's a tough one.
yeah,
I see where you're going.
yeah,
The sculpt's got to give you the home run. That's
yeah.
got to be the kicker for you. Like,
So
oh, this looks great. Maybe I'll upgrade.
Yeah, I thought about maybe the studio approval. Why was it cheese and what? But and then maybe I kind of felt after seeing the movie that Hot Toys got cold feet. Maybe they felt it wasn't going to be very lucrative for them. Not
Yeah,
saying
but
it's
see,
not going.
the problem with that is they got Donnie Yen. And they're
Donnie
going
Yen.
to put out a Donnie Yen.
Yeah,
He's one of their own.
and
They always do. They
sells,
want to. Like,
he sells
he's
big in
going to
Hong
sell.
Kong. Yeah, he sells big in
Huge.
Hong Kong. Yeah,
Huge. And he'll sell here too.
Mm.
You know, I mean, I have my Ip Man, you know,
Yeah,
because I love those movies.
yeah,
I had Chert when I was doing my Rogue One.
yeah,
So if you're just gonna give me, I don't know his name, and I haven't seen the movie yet, but if you give me a
yeah.
Donnie Yen and another John Wick,
Yeah. His
cool.
character's name was Kane. Like Kane from RoboCop, CAIN.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
okay, you give me a John Wick and a Kane, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
And I know people were like Winston. I'm like, Winston was the manager to the Continental Hotel from all the films. So the film, like I said, it was a visual treat, and I had a lot of fun. My job is to curate my collection, and I loved the film. But then I'm like, well, Denobi, in this climate of 100, remember we have
That's
like
tough. You got clones coming.
exactly.
You get all Spider-Mans.
Exactly. And then, maybe sometime this week, if you can take over part 2 on this first quarter recap, there is a ton of one-offs like Avatar and things like I went down, I was trying to go down the list before I ended the stream. Like, man, somebody like there's about 10 or 11 one-offs. And to me, those one-offs are just because if there's one thing I know, I remembered from last year was the hindsight regret from a lot of collectors missing out on Alita. The Alita Hot Toys figure, to me, was a work of art. Other than that, it should have been Rooted Hair, which third-party companies ended up solving anyway. That was such a great, unique one-off figure. And I don't think we tend to focus on one-off figures as much, but until they release, then they become a threat, and then it always feels like a gear in our works. Just looking at, for example, Jake Sully and Avatar. I mean, these from the biggest, most expensive, highest blockbuster film. I want these two. I love that whole blue light, the dark light, black light effect. To me, this is really cool. To me, I find that very unique, and it's not for everybody. And I get it. You probably don't even find the attraction for the Avatar figures, do you, Anthony? Or I forgot what you.
Not particularly. No. They're cool.
Yeah,
they're cool because they're unique and they're tall.
Yeah,
right. I'm just not a fan of the IP, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And I had no desire to go see the second film. I'll probably check it out when it gets home, but
Yeah, it is. It's an acquired taste because Avatar, yeah, it makes for a good movie, but when it comes to merchandise, it's always a little bit challenging because these are what 18, 19-inch figures that do not even fit inside a DTOF unless you move a shelf. These are super tall figures made to true 1/6 scale. I like the whole uniqueness, the difference. I like that the bases are black light sensitive. I find to me stuff like this is just really cool. And again, it is an absolute acquired taste, and I get it, especially if you're dealing with the big three. You don't. Some folks may not have time for this, but I was just trying to do just a quick recap on some of these one-offs like Avatar, Groot, Holland. No, that would be part of that'd be part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which they have. By the way, that's the next Marvel film that's coming out. Tyler and Johnson, these guys right here. This is the stuff I was talking about, which they've already. This is part Hot Toys right here. So anyway, that's just wanted to kind of show you that there is a lot of stuff, just the one-offs alone that you can definitely go through and so forth. But I'm going to end the stream, Anthony. Did you have any? Thank you so much for joining.
No, thank you for the invite.
Absolutely, and I'll make sure to put your link in the description, folks. If you enjoyed our chat tonight, make sure to follow Anthony on his channel, 6 Scale Mafia. I'll make sure to put the link on the live stream so that you can give him some love and some support. You got anything planned?
We're almost 5K, man.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, almost. No, I think that pretty much summed it up, man. And to be honest, I'm a little tired, but it's great. No, I think we covered a lot of good stuff, man. There's a lot of excitement coming, and we got the next quarter to look forward to, and see if we can weather through this this storm, right? Because with the new quarter coming, this first one's still pouring in. So yeah, no, good conversation, good stream, great company in the chat. Thank you everybody for tuning in and sharing your thoughts and opinions, man. It's we sympathize too.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Good night, folks.
No, my pain.
Let us explore it together. Each man hides a secret pain. It must be exposed and reckoned with. It must be dragged from the darkness and forced into the light. Share your pain. Share your pain with me. And gain strength from the share.